The plan for today is to show you how to set up the Supernote Cloud, and then we'll talk a little bit about how it compares to the other options like Google Drive, OneDrive, and the others that are available. Then we'll talk about tasks, which the Supernote calls to-dos, how to create a task, a to-do, and how to use the companion app on your computer or on your phone. And as always, you'll find all the chapters below, so if you want to jump to a specific point in the video, just use the chapters. Okay, let's do it. The first thing we have to do here is create an account if you don't have one. So slide down, go to settings, and here you have the option to log in or sign up. You have the option to sign in or sign up using your phone or your email. I prefer email. But if this is the first time you're using, you have to create an account, clicking here and switching to the sign up. The next step here is adding your email address and tapping here on get code. This will send you a verification code. Next, I have to add the code here. Let me check the code. Okay, now we have here some options. For example, you can change the server location. Because I'm in Europe, I'm going to choose a different one. I'm going to choose this one here, Amazon, Germany, okay? Unfortunately, we now live in a world where things like this matter. So that's why I'm switching to Germany here, which is a server in Europe. It may take a while, even if you don't have anything. This device here it barely has files, but it takes a while. It even says here processing now. This might take some time. Please make sure your device has enough memory, power, and working internet connection. Okay, so be patient. It will work. Okay, now that you have your Supernote account and you have your data synchronizing with the server wherever you want that server to be, let me show you the other options. We have here data sync. We'll get back to this later on in the video. For now, I'm going to leave this off. This is the to-do, where you turn on the to-do. Then there is profile. You don't have to do anything else here with this information. It's good to go. Don't need to change anything here. Okay, now we are going to Drive, and this is where we'll take a look at the options, the synchronization options. We'll start with the Supernote Cloud. As you can see, it's already selected. So if I tap here, I have the auto sync off. You can turn this on, meaning that this will synchronize every change with the Supernote server. And we can also select which folders we would like to be synchronized with the server. All of them are already selected, but if you, for some reason, prefer not to synchronize all of them, you can uncheck the ones you don't want to synchronize. In my case, I'll keep them all checked. The Supernote will synchronize all of them. Okay. As I showed you before, this is set to automatically synchronize. But if for some reason you have it off, or if for some reason something didn't work and you notice that it didn't synchronize, you can always slide your finger from the top to the bottom of the screen and you'll see this curtain here. And from here, you can tap this cloud to force the synchronization. This will synchronize if something didn't go well, or if you are not set to auto synchronize. As you saw here, there is also options to synchronize with Dropbox, Google Drive, and OneDrive. We'll get back to that in a moment. Before that, I want to show you how to install and use the companion app. There is an app for the computer and also for the phone. And if you are using the Supernote Cloud, everything will be synchronized. The apps for the computer and phone, they have pretty much the same features. So I'm going to use the one on the computer to show you because it's easier. But before that, if you are enjoying the video and if you decide to buy a Supernote in the future, please use my affiliate link, vladcampos.com/SN. You'll pay the same thing and the channel will get a small commission. And if you are already a Supernote user, you can buy some accessories and the same is true. The channel will get a small commission. vladcampos.com/SN. Okay, let's take a look at the companion app. You'll find a link to this page in the description below, or you can just Google Supernote Partner App for desktop. From here, you can download and install the app for Windows or Mac, and you end up with something like this. Do the same on your phone. Just search for Supernote Partner App in the App Store or the Play Store and download the app. The steps are pretty much the same. Okay. Straightforward, add your email address and the password. Make sure it's the same you used to when you created the account on the Supernote. And by the way, you could have created the account here as well and then used the credentials on the Supernote. It doesn't really matter. Login. Let's minimize this here, put this here. And as you can see, it's synchronizing and it's capturing all the notes, all the folders, and everything I have on my Supernote. And the folders are the same, so documents, inbox, screenshot, exactly the same structure that I have on the Supernote. There are two things that I like about this app. The first thing is that we can actually click and take a look at a note. There's no way to edit the note, but you can look at the note. You can see what you wrote. And if the note has many pages, you can flip the pages here. Again, there's no way to edit this, but you can, for example, click here and download, export this note to your computer. Okay. The second thing I like about this app, oh, and of course, you can import, you can send notes to the Supernote using the app. So if I click here, I can choose, for example, this PDF. I'm uploading the PDF and now here it is. So I can click here and take a look at that PDF. Again, you can only view, but it's something. Now, the second thing that I like about this app is that it gives us access to the to-dos, to the tasks. So I can also synchronize the to-dos, the Supernote to-dos with this app. I can see them here on my computer or again on my phone and even add a task, and that task will synchronize with the Supernote and also your phone or even another computer where you have the Partner app installed. Of course, when you create a task on the Supernote, there are more features that you can use. We'll get to that in a moment, but at least you can create a task here. We'll talk about tasks in a moment. I would like to first discuss why you should use or when you should use the Supernote Partner app to synchronize your files, and why or when you should use the other options, Dropbox, Google Drive, and OneDrive. And to start the explanation, it is important to make it clear that you can synchronize your tasks with the Partner app and synchronize your documents using one of the other apps. But you cannot do both. You cannot synchronize your documents with the Partner and with one of the other options, or with more than one of the other options. So in regards to syncing documents, you have to choose one of the four options: the Supernote Partner App, Dropbox, Google Drive, or OneDrive as of the moment I record this video. Back to the Supernote, we are setting up my Google Drive because that's the one I use, but the steps are pretty much the same no matter which one you use. Let's go to Authorize here. So now on your computer, all you have to do is go to this address here and enter this code to connect both accounts. Sign in with Google. And now we can select the folder similar to what we did with the Supernote Cloud. I'm going to select just one here. Let's see, one that has something. This one here, Documents. Okay, Save. And here is one of the differences. The OneDrive, Dropbox, and Google Drive synchronization is not automatic. So you have to always remember to slide down and tap here to synchronize. And the Supernote is now only synchronizing with Google Drive. It is not synchronizing anymore with the Supernote Cloud. So be careful Try not to switch from one to the other all the time, because you are creating the conditions to a potential conflict of nodes here. You never know what you edited before you synchronize with one and then with another, so be careful here. But as you remember, I told you that we can synchronize the tasks with the Supernote Cloud and the files with one of the other three here. So if we go back to account here, we have this data sync here. Remember from the beginning of the video? If we tap here, we have the to-do option, and we can turn this on. And now we are synchronizing the folders, the files with Google Drive, and the tasks with the Supernote Cloud, even though it is the drive that is selected here. I'm going to show you, I'm going to prove it to you. So if we slide this down here and we tap the cloud again, you see that there are now two synchronizations in progress. One is the task, the to-dos, and the other one are the files. Using both like that may seem a bit complicated, but I actually tell many of my clients to do exactly that. The thing is, a lot of people are already using one of these cloud services, and as you soon see, the way the Supernote tasks are integrated to a node makes them great. It's so easy to use. It is really good. And by the way, if you run your own business and you like handwritten notes but would prefer a little help from technology, I can help you set up a system on the Supernote to do just that. Okay, let's keep moving. If we go to my Google Drive here, you see that there is now a folder, Supernote folder, and this is what's going to happen if you synchronize it with Dropbox or OneDrive. It's exactly the same thing. And inside this folder, I have all the other Supernote subfolders. Oh, and by the way, I went back to the settings. I even took a print screen here and I selected all the folders, so they are now all synchronizing. And talking about this, we have here a note inside a print screen inside the screenshot folder. If we go to the Supernote app and even if we synchronize this again, here, there's nothing inside. In fact, everything is different now because I made some changes. For example, if we go to the notes, this note subfolder, there is only 3 notes here. And if we go to this one here, there's a bunch of folders here, folder and notes here. So this is not synchronizing anymore, but the tasks are. So we can create here task 1. Okay. This one will synchronize, and that's our next topic, Supernote tasks. If we slide down and go to the To-Do app, here's our task. And from here, we can create a new task. I can tap here. Let's call this one task number 2. I can choose a date. Let's choose tomorrow. That's it. And whoops. And add that task. That will be synchronized with the computer. But this is just a regular tasks app, right? Here's where I see the difference when using both notes and tasks. So let's create a new node here. Let's say this is a meeting node. I'm not gonna add any title. So we are taking notes here, our meeting notes, and suddenly there's something related to the meeting and you want to create a task. Okay, let's call this meeting task. And look at this. I can select the lasso feature, do this, and if I tap here, there is the new task option. Now I can click here. This will transcribe that text. See, meeting task. I can add a due date. Let's add a due date for the 17th. Confirm and add. And now we have 3 tasks. Let's go back to the tasks. And right here, you see what I mean, what I'm talking about when I say that they are integrated, connected. As you can see, these two tasks below, task number 2 and task number 1, doesn't have anything here, but meeting task has. And if I tap here, I can jump back to that node and take a look at the context of that task. And this integration, this is really, really a game changer. If you are only using a Tasks app, a To-Do app, you have to keep adding context to each task. That's why people want a giant text box, attachments to the task, and ways to add information to that task. Because without a context, it's pretty hard to remember what that task is all about. And when you connect a task to a node like this, the entire context is already there. And there's more. If you are taking a meeting node, there's probably a lot of tasks that you have to deal with, and you can add them right after your nodes. Each task related to a paragraph, a sentence, whatever it is inside that node. So when you go back to your Tasks app, when you're checking your today's tasks, you can quickly remember what that task is all about by just clicking the little icon of the node there and going to the node and checking the information, the notes you took during the meeting. There are some apps that do this. The Supernote is not the only one that does that. For example, Evernote is a great example of tasks working like that. If you use the Obsidian Tasks plugin, it works just like that. You can create like a dashboard with all your tasks and check all your tasks. And in my opinion, that's the best way to deal with tasks, because once you have this centralized space, you can check and do and act on all the tasks, the next tasks, the one that are due today or the upcoming tasks. And at the same time, you can take a look at the context. And you don't have to do this twice. If you are taking note meetings in an app, and then you go to your Tasks app, and you have to add a summarize, add a lot of context, you are doing the same work twice if you have everything in the single place and this dashboard where you can see all the tasks. Back to the computer, you can see all the 3 tasks here, and you can also see the little icon here. But because we are synchronizing our notes with Dropbox, if I click here, there's no node to be seen. The truth is that there is a reason for each one of the options. There is a good reason to use only the Supernote app. There is a good reason to avoid the Supernote tasks and use only your cloud service, or do something like this, have the tasks, synchronize the tasks and use a cloud service. And there is even other options. You could, for example, select one folder to synchronize with, let's say here in this case, with Google Drive, and all the other folders with the Supernote. This folder synchronizing with the Google Drive would be one that I would send things to export to the computer, and the other ones would be folders that I would only use to read or check information. So this one here could be the only one synchronized with Google Drive, and we could remove it, uncheck it from the Supernote, the export folder. However, the same problem persists. There is no way to keep both automatically synchronizing. The Supernote one will synchronize, but to synchronize with Dropbox, Google Drive, or OneDrive, you have to switch to that service and force the synchronization, tap the cloud and synchronize. Anyway, it's up to you, but knowing how things work, I think you can figure out which option is the best option for you. And remember, if you need help on your small business or your personal business, you can go to vladcampos.com consulting. You'll find more information there. I can help you set up a system on your Supernote. And as a final reminder, all my videos have an ad-free version for supporters on Patreon. Thank you so much for your time. See you soon.